Before this video starts, I just want to give a big shout out to Gaming365. He's getting fast subscribers, and I started YouTube for 2 years. I have roughly 60 subscribers, and he's already got 50 for doing 2 months of YouTube. So if you can subscribe to both of us, that'd be really amazing. But if you don't, so enjoy this video. So let's get going. Currently, there is 28 buffs, or what do you say, skills in Soul Knight, and they're each unique with their different abilities. And you might be asking which is better and which is not, which is fitting for other characters and which is not. So I'm bringing you just that by telling you the tier list of all the buffs and skills. Coming in at our last place is gonna be regenerating mana after you kill an enemy. It's legit the most useless skill you can have on your character. It's legit useless. Why do I say it's useless? For normal weapons, either it's a 1-cost weapon with a damage of 3 or 4, or 2 or 3, you're gonna need 2 to 3 mana to kill one enemy. And for snipers, it's like 4 and 5 mana. It doesn't really do that much, because snipers just, honestly, they suck. Alright? But you only gain 2 mana after killing one enemy. But sometimes you gain mana from these little orbs on the ground that gives you 8 mana back, and those are enough for you to kill 4 enemies. Now why do you even need that too? It's just legit useless. It doesn't provide good versatility, doesn't provide you good amounts of mana. It doesn't do anything, so it's coming in at our number 28 spot. Still in the F tier, coming in at number 27 is increased potion efficiency. This is just so useless. Sometimes it doesn't really provide you good things. So sometimes you drink your potions because you lose health, and honestly, you're better going with other things than counting on little potions that can bring you 2 more health. There is a lot of better and more versatile options out there, such as life sucking, and just honestly just finding more life potions in the crates. This is giving you much more ways of regenerating your health. Sometimes you only minus 1 health, but you drink like a water dispenser and it gave you like 20. You don't need that much, but you have to consume it once. That's why it sucks, and it's in the 27th spot. 26th spot is just a place for the noobs. It's increase the gem drop rate, or increase the gems at end of each level. So if you're out of gems and you're craving for that 2 more gems to upgrade your elf, which is the most useless character ever, I just bought it. Basically, it's for the noobs who don't have that much gems or can't play that often. I can't say it's useless. I can't say it's useful. Doesn't increase your overall performance in the game, but I'd rather just advance more levels than to get more on each level. So it's useless, coming in at number 26th place. Finally, out of the F tier, we have the D tier. Last place in D tier, correspondingly, number 25th is the Ice Shield. One member in the Shield's family stands the Ice Shield. That doesn't really do anything, only basically makes you immune to freezing effects, and just so slightly increases your freeze time on enemies. First, you only see enemy freeze often in the ice biome in 1.1 to 1.5, which still isn't much of a threat. And when you're frozen, you're like half immune to bullets, so sometimes it's good to be frozen, and you can get past a big cloud of bullets, just not getting harmed and finding better places to live. And you don't have that much freezing weapons, and sometimes freezing the enemy is not as good as killing them faster. So no use for the ice shield. Don't pick it. If you have to, like over increase potion efficiency, you can do it, but I don't recommend it. The number 24th place is a beloved skill. Its melee weapons can bounce bullets. It's one of the most memed skill ever, and it's one of the coolest skills ever. If you have this skill, you've been wanting to pull off so many bounce shots, and it is so cool just seeing people die from their own shots. But it's not so useful. First, you can't hit that much projectiles. If you have the meat, or you have like in the background the attack speed up buff, you can do it. But with normal weapons, you can't bounce that much, and with this much effort trying to bounce the shots, you'll be missing all your working skills. So it's really no use. And also, the bullets tend to not hit the corresponding enemy because they move. Because they are enemies. They move. So it's not so useful. The number 23 spot is another one thought to be so overpowered. It's increase the beam width of laser weapons. Alright, I have no offense against the laser weapons, but only adding 1 damage, and it's not so good. Why don't you just hit a berserker statue that, although that doesn't make your as cosmetics bigger, but it still increases damage. So I can see no reason picking that. I don't always like that. I don't always pick it, but I tend to like it when I have some insanely good laser weapons, such as illusion. And if it fits your playstyle, or you're the freaking robot, because that's your freaking ability, just use it. But if you don't have that much good weapons, it's legit no use. Number 22 is just so straightforward. 50% off. Right where the place he is. Just, it doesn't really add that much. It's even more useless in the hardcore mode, and because there's more mobs, more coins that drop, if you damn save your money, you don't ever need this. Following the number 22 is the number 21st spot. It's 3 weapons. You can bring 3 weapons with you. Why is this useful, you ask? Yeah, you can bring 1 more weapons. 1 more kind of weapons is what makes it possibly good. Because you can bring an assault rifle, a sniper rifle for bosses, and a melee weapon. And it's sometimes useful. What drags it down? If this doesn't happen, I will probably put it in the B, or put it in the C tier. But what drags it down is that it is sometimes annoying switching 3 weapons at once. So basically, before you had your assault rifle and your melee weapon, and you just switch to it whenever you want, just so easily. And but with 3 weapons, you sometimes have to tap twice, and for me, I'm so annoyed, so I don't tend to do that much, and so it remains pretty useless. But if it fits your playstyle, and if you just want to brag with 3 red weapons, you can do it. So I have no recommendation, but it's certainly not a bad pick. And our number 20 is an underrated one. It's increase slaves, or what I should say, followers, alright? Don't say slaves. Increase followers / slaves effectiveness, just like the potion effectiveness. And this is really useful, actually, pretty useful. When you have your pet, you can do a really dirty move by staying in the safe zone and let your pet do all the work. When your pet just loses all his health, he can come back to you, regenerate with this buff, and then go out and kill more. But if you're a hardcore player wanting to kill every single mob with that PKP you got there, I don't think it fits you that much. So if it fits your kiting playstyle, you could probably choose it. But if you're one hell of a bursty dude like me, just don't use it. Number 19 is relatively new. It's increased damage of staves. And so why is this so bad? Because you don't actually get staves that much. And also, all staves are really costly. Although they probably shoot bullets in all freaking directions, but they're really costly. Increasing the damage of that, like sometimes you'd be slamming as much bullets as you can. It would kill them the same, but it's so costly. So nobody ever uses staves that much. So I wouldn't recommend it. Number 18 is dropping potions from crates. This is pretty useful. If you'd see one of those pixel art levels, you can literally get 10 potions in a single room. That is insane. That is 20 health. I don't know how you're gonna need that much, but it's 20 health. But in other situations, it is not so useful. It is believed as the counterpart of life sucking, but truthfully, I don't feel the same about that. Channeling into the C tier, we have number 17. It is faster charge time for charged weapons. Charged weapons are genuinely very saving, like bows, but black hole missiles and voicers, you don't even care about them. Something like swords, some charger swords, or some other things like bows, they are very good. What did they do is, with less charge time, they can slam out more shots, and it benefits how the bows have slow attack speeds, and it benefits them pretty much. But I'm not one of these guys, and I tend to rock like bows not so much, and it's really not so useful. And if you have your timings well, if you don't have this, you can still dominate the realm with bows. So it's really not so good, but it's decent. Number 16 has one of the most largest weapon groups under his serving, and it is increased bullets for shotguns. I can't say how useful this thing is. It's not so useful, but it certainly adds the fun factor. And paired up with some weapons, especially Shotgun M3 and Cherry Blossom, it literally wrecks the world. And for others, it's really not so useful. And you don't see, sometimes you don't tend to rock shotguns that much. And if the shotgun only has just so little or so much of a spread, it's not noticeable. Because if it's so large of a spread, only 2 more bullets for the shotguns adds nothing. But if it's too small of a spread, it's just basically gonna add damage, and it's not good feeling sometimes. So I wouldn't recommend it still, but it's certainly better than charging weapons. Number 15 spot is another underrated one. It's a blast with a radius of 1.5 blocks. And when your shield is damaged, this is pretty useful against a large cloud of bullets. So you'd see me in the defeating Barcolan leader in 15 seconds video. It helped me a lot. It's gonna save you from a lot of things, but people think it's so bad. Why do people think it's bad? And because sometimes bullets travel in one at a time. When you're defeating the boss, it is useful for clearing clouds of bullets. But truthfully, in normal levels, bullets just travel like one at a time, and you won't be able to deflect anything, and the damage is too low to be a damage buff, so it's really in the middle, doing no good, but to say I'm a freaking blast shield. Number 14 is relatively new as well. It's double damage on elemental bullets. Well, this is not certainly useful, If you want to have an elemental maybe gun or a staff, you want that elemental effect. You don't want extra damage. So by picking this, it actually evens the elemental blasters with the normal blasters. Because sometimes you use your elemental things and you crit. If it's poison, it only does like 1 or 2 damage at a time. It feels slow. But now, if it crits, it's the same weapon if it crits, and it's just gonna do more poison damage. So it's really, really useful, even though if you don't know it. But it evens out the elemental weapons and the other weapons, and certainly makes the elemental weapons better and bigger. So choose it if you're using elf or you're some guy with elemental weapons fever or something. You can choose it, but if you don't use elemental, you're just a tappy guy like me, just don't use it. You have a lot of better choices than elemental bullets. Number 13 is better than Thicc laser beams, than more shotgun shells, than slower charge time. It is the freaking, I don't know what I have to say about this thing. It's pierced enemies. It's so good. When you use your pierced enemies and you use something like, I don't know, some bigger weapons like PKPs, you fighting yourself, killing more enemies than you thought you have killed, which is a great thing in the game. And also for some stronger kinds of sniper rifles and bows, this could be really, really, really seriously useful. And yeah, but the downside with this thing, apart from it being so good, is that some high damage weapons already have piercing, and some exploding damage weapons can't explode once and pierce to explode twice. So I would argue that it is better than the next few, but I would say it's better than shotgun shells and double elemental damage. First B tier has arrived, number 12. It is Bullets Can Bounce. Well, I had to say one more time that Bullets Can Bounce is the best weapon buff than all of them. Why do Bullets Can Bounce do so much good? So first, why does Bullets Can Bounce deal thicker laser beams? It basically means 2 laser beams. It basically means double the laser beam than thicker laser beams. And why is it better than, when you say, shotguns? Sometimes you use your shotguns and some of them miss. They bounce back and hit more enemies. It's more saving than adding 2 shells than not wasting 3 shells. And why is it better than double elemental damage? It's basically double damage for any weapon possible. So why would you want specifically elemental damage? Why is it better than piercing? Because it bounces. It's basically like a pierce. You can bounce it around corners using your joystick with the elf, and it will be like piercing. It will be like piercing so bad. And sometimes you can add the cloud of your own bullets, and it literally wrecks the enemies. Don't you understand why Lightning Staff and Legendary Apprentice's staff is so strong? Just because they bounce. It's so good. When they miss, they bounce back and kill more enemies. That's why they're saving. That's why they're the best. Number 11 is useful for all characters in the game. It is less cooldown for abilities. This is pretty useful. Although it might not be significant, but you will find yourself using more abilities than you thought you would. So this is specifically useful for Rogue because you literally gain invincibility by doing so. And it is very good for other things to recharge your ability, and it's very good pair up with statues because it gives you more and gives you more viability. So it's very, very good. And there's not really anything to say about its downside because there is no downside. So it is really good. Number 10 is your boy, Trap shield is immunity to traps and collision damage. Most people don't actually know what collision damage is. It's where people with those pigs, with those, boars, they charge at you and they hit you. With those big skeletons at layer 2, they hit you. That's called collision damage. And it somehow reduces melee damage, which is kind of cool, actually. And also, what happens is later on, traps get a lot common. And they tend to take away all of your health, and just at the most unexpected time, you probably die because of traps. And also collision damage is very threatening, so this is pretty useful. Definitely better than the ice shield, and is a solid member in the shield family. Number 9 is for your mad DPS guys out there. It's double the statue effect. Why is this useful? It doesn't really do anything to berserker statues, which is 10 to what I rock. It's so good. It's so fun. But for all of the other statues, it is so useful. It ramps such a huge amount of DPS up. Basically, if you use something like the, engineer statue, you can literally set 8 bombs up, and it will wreck everyone beside you. With something like siege statues, you can increase your movement speed more, but what I'm looking forward is to sucking everybody in and killing all those bullet clouds. And what's really cool about this is you can pair him up against Rogue with such huge, tremendous ability choices. It is literally gonna be the end of worlds for the enemy team. I can't say this is always useful, always your choice of things, but it is very useful for DPS guys. And if you're just one hell of a tappy guy, I said it again, like me, this is very cool and useful. Well, cool factors is probably the first in Soul Knight. Number 8 is such an unexplained one. It's the purple hand, you might say, but it's decreased monster bullet speed and larger pickup radius. It's such 2 random things combined together, but it make it so strong. So what makes it strong? It decreases enemy bullet speed 50%. Is actually very good if you're a dodgy guy or you're using some harsh weapons and it makes you slower when you shoot. It's literally so useful. And with larger pickup radius, you don't know it, but if you're using the elf, you can just stand there and pick everything up. It's really cool. But larger pickup radius is always cool if you want to hide behind a corner or a cover, and you just pick all those mana up, and it's really useful. So nothing to really explain about it here, but it's certainly better than all the other things. Out of the B tier and the A tier, we have number 7, the counterpart to getting potions from crates, is what I would call life sucking, but is really not so good. It's chances to gain life after killing an enemy. Why is this useful? Because you literally gain health. And health is one of the most important things. If you get bombed at the start of the level and you only have 1 health, taking 1 blitz to the face, not having blue shield, you're literally dead. But with this ability, you can suck life, although it's not so common to get life from an enemy, but it certainly will get you life after. So with those levels get advanced on, but monsters are more common to spawn, and there's less crates on the map. You really don't feel as the same as as potions from crates and blood sucking. Blood sucking is just way superior above all the other consistent kinds of buffs. So it's really useful. But I would say reigns superior than life sucking is shields +1. Shields +1 doesn't seem of a significant change, but if you think about it this way, when you suck life, all you get is 1 life back. But with short amounts of waiting or kiting, you could get shields back. And 1 more shield means you can get consistent 1 more shield. It is so great. When you pair it up with Blue Shield, I'm talking about Blue Shield very much. You're gonna see him next on the list. When you pair it up with Blue Shield, it can literally make you tank one more bullets, and it is way better than Life Suck because you can regenerate shield. Why it's so good with Paladin? Because Paladin has shield instead of health. Why you want high shield? Because you can regenerate shield, and they're as same as basically health, basically regeneratable health. So having one more regeneratable health than sucking life randomly really stood out to me. So that's why it is rating in number 6th place. Number 5th is probably a very, very common pick for people who play this game a lot. And it is not Blue Shield. I said it, it's not Blue Shield. It's increase maximum health. Why is this great? You ask, it's literally more health. Basically, you get permanent 4 more health, and if you pair it up with something else, like, I don't know, like sucking blood, or literally anything, like increased potion efficiency, it's so useful. It adds 4 more up top, like 4 more consistent health to your character. Who cannot love that? Why does this feel better with shields +1? I would argue that it is less consistent than shields +1. But why does this feel good? It makes you confident, and you can take in 1 to 2 more bullets thinking you have not lost multiple health. And it is very, very good to have confidence when you're fighting the boss, because sometimes if you only have few health and you'd be like, oh, I took 1 damage, I'm gonna hide forever, and then 1 bounce just get you to the face, you're dead. But with this more life, you can think calmer, and you can do a lot of things better. I would argue it's less consistent than shields +1, but it certainly feels better. Still in the A tier, we have one beloved member in the shields family, the Poison Shield. Alright, Poison Shield is very, very good. It certainly is a need if you want to be Zulon the Colossus, but especially when you want to get rid of those stupid purple poison that literally take away 3 of your shields or health if you just dip inside of it. It is not so useful against green smokes, as you can just dodge them or just literally take 1 damage and then just go. But with those poisonous, so vicious, so venomous purple clouds of smokes, it is so useful. I can't tell you how much it has saved me from all those poison. And so it's literally necessary if you want to be the alien levels and be Varkolan leader. But why is it less superior than other members of the Shields family? You'll find out next. Down to the top 3, guys. If you could guess all the top 3 in the order I'm gonna say it to you, you'll get free internet cookie points. I say that, I'm not Carl Stein, but whatever. You'll get free internet cookie points. And the ones less, but if you guessed in the S tier, if you guessed increased accuracy and critical hit chance, you lost, because it's number 3 in the S tier. Why is this so good? Because it's literally free damage. With high DPS damage weapons, why does it suck so much? Why does it cost so much? It's not accurate at all. And with high accuracy weapons, why don't you kill people so fast? Because it doesn't have a lot of crit rate. And this buff literally solves everything. Everything you'll ever worry about. It's literally free DPS, and you're gonna gain, literally, I've tried, if I want to use a PKP, it's like a symbol in my heart now, I can get literally double the damage, double the DPS from far away. And it is so useful. It's literally, I can't say it's for the noobs or for the gods, but this is just so useful every day, every time. And if you say it, you should pick it over all the other F tier, D tier, C tier, B tier, A tier, because it's literally so useful. Well, don't pick it like after the Poison Shield if you don't have it, but yes, it's so damn useful. Number second is a relatively superior place in the shields family. It's Fire Shield. Why does the Fire Shield rank superior than the Poison Shield? Just because fire is more threatening than poison. Why is it more threatening than poison? Because it's burst damage instead of consistent damage. What's more superior of burst damage and poison damage? It takes down your health at an instant, leaving you at critical when there's a freaking cloud of bullets just coming through. But with poison, if you get dipped with those purple vicious clouds, you can just hide somewhere, and soon you will regenerate back your health. And for fire and explosion damage, you literally stand no chance against clouds of bullets when you're hit without the fire shield. That's why the fire shield reigns superior than the poison shield. It's also necessary if you want to be the baby dragon bros, but I wouldn't consider that as much as burst damage that could literally kill you in matters of seconds. It's time for the number one, isn't it? I assume you all guessed it. And you're still not late to put it in the comment down below. What is your favorite? Or what you thought of the best? Well, I have to say it. It's the one and only Blue Shield. What I call it Blue Shield is no extra damage when the shield is broken. Damn hell. This is not supposedly being S tier. I think this will be probably a million S tier. Because if you get this, you pick it every time. I am not saying a joke. This is so useful. Why is this so useful? Everybody asks me that. And I'll just say, when do you die? When do you lose health? Is when your shields are not enough. And those shields, if are only with no blue shield, is basically more health, regeneratable health. But with blue shield, it actually becomes shield. If it's basically like Clash Royale, where a dark prince, and even guards can take a freaking rocket to the face and not lose a single bit of health. It's literally plus 1,000 more health. It's better than shields plus 1, because if shields plus 1, it'll only save you from 1 more damage. If this is the blue shield, it saves you from literally 3 or 4 damage. Because in higher levels, those one sword swings can deal like literally 10 damage, and you won't survive a swing. This is so useful. I have no explanation with this. Pick it whenever you see it. Pick it over all the shields, all the poison and fire shields. Pick it whenever you can. This is just literally the best, the god tier of buffs. So, hope you guys all enjoyed today's video. The full tier list down in the description below. You can actually take a photo of it because I didn't set it in current order. But the full tier list is in the description below. And hope you guys can subscribe to me because I am lacking on subscribers and I started YouTube for a year. I'm really not a good YouTuber. I'll try be the best to me, post videos weekly, but I'm actually advancing in high school now and have no choice to just study every day, every night. So, hope you guys all enjoyed. Peace out and stay destructive.